All right, welcome to episode 8 of the SmyleCast. I have Dave Fio here.
Yes, sir.
Legend. Everyone has been waiting for this for weeks. I hear it everywhere. In the news, Fox News, CNN, everyone's saying it. When's Dave on the podcast?
Dave's coming.
It's right now.
Yes,
I'm happy
sir.
you're here, man.
Thank you for having
Tell
me, buddy.
a little bit about yourself and why you're here, and we'll get her going.
Yeah. So, I just been making music for a while, just kind of like trying to spread like good stuff, you know, singing, like weight loss, health, kind of like this, like you can go and do it thing. And then me and you met last summer on the water.
Yep.
And I kind of just hit it off. You know, I was like, this is my boy.
Man.
And, yeah, man, you popped into my show the other day.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And, yeah, we're here. We set it up and we got it going.
Awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you're here. It's funny. We have similar, I think, philosophies and similar mind states in what we're trying to spread with people.
Yeah.
You know, through your music and through a lot of the weight loss stuff you're doing on social media. I think it was only fair that we did a podcast episode, you know, to talk about what you're doing, what I'm doing, and how they kind of coincide. So I know that, well, obviously, many people might not know. Many people that are watching this might know, but your music journey's been going on a while. Obviously, with a big highlight recently being on American Idol. What started all of this? You getting into singing, and how did it kind of spiral into, I guess, being on American Idol? Because that's a big deal.
Yeah. So initially, I was just like working a job, and like I didn't take singing too seriously, and I went and sang with one of my buddies. Well, I went to a party, and this mutual friend of this friend was there, and he was like, you know, I rap and stuff, and he invited me to the studio, and I went with him, and it just like went really good, and I loved it, and I loved it like I had never loved anything. Wow. You know, like it was just like deep, like I was just like, I have to do this, like forever.
Had you been singing prior to that, or was that was your first just like raw go at it?
It was kind of like my like party trick. Okay. You know, like when me and the boys are drinking, they'd be like, Dave, sing something. And I'd be like, all right. And yeah, dude, so it started there. That was in 2020.
Oh, so this has been recent.
Yeah, that was 2020.
All the while I was thinking you've been singing since you were like a kid.
No,
so this
new.
Is a 5-year journey.
Yeah.
This is a little blip.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been crazy.
Holy shit.
So I just started singing, and I just like fully committed to it. I was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to try to do it good, you know, and it just opportunity after opportunity came, and there was highs and lows, and good, still like with everything, there's really good moments, and there's really bad moments, but dude, just the whole experience has just been like life changing. Like it's so great to love something, like to have a baby like that, and to watch it grow, like to watch it grow up, to watch it, you know, all the highs and lows and the good things. And it's just like the experience, man. It's like, I'm so happy that I didn't rob myself of that. Yeah. You know, it's really big.
Well, I love that because it all comes down to energy, right? And I think like you're someone that I met the first time, and you have this very dynamic energy about you. And you're super funny, and you were doing like the Donald Trump voices that you do that we might not do on this podcast because people are so sensitive about politics. Maybe we'll do it. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. The summer's saying it might be good to do it.
Summer's saying it's great.
The ratings are going to go through the roof. It's going to be.
Some people are very mad. They're very mad. We're not here to upset.
But no, from an energy standpoint, we just kind of hit it. And I think like, I really, really enjoy seeing people live in their highest calling. And I think that spark, that general vibe you maybe felt from like music is like, there's these gears spinning in your head, and it's like you're living your destiny almost in a way. And is that how it feels when you're creating music? Like, or is it not that deep?
It is. The real thing is like, it opened me up to this experience. In this experience, it was like I said earlier, like a minute ago, I love it so much. And when you love something that much, and you're like that deep into something, and like I said, it's your baby, you get these like crazy experiences from it. Like the depth of the gratefulness that I feel for it, true, like went into all aspects of life. So it started just, I'm like so grateful for music, and I'm so grateful for like these cool things that are happening, because it got really cool really fast. And I was like so grateful for that. And then it got like, there was some like really dark moments and some bad moments. And then I realized like, oh my God, I'm really grateful for these too.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like,
isn't that powerful?
It's crazy. Yeah. And to have something that you love so much that you're just as grateful for the good as you are the bad was like this just dynamic shift in my mind that like good and bad is, you should be, they're the same thing. They're just experience, you know? It's just life. Like, because there's just as much growth. There's probably more growth from the bad than there is from the good. I kind of hit this little point too, though, where it was like, you get so high from things, and then you get so low from other things that it kind of will like, it was kind of taking away from the highs because I was anticipating the low.
Yeah.
Until I realized like they're both gonna come regardless. Yeah. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get good. You know. So it's like that really just changed like all about life for me, and it did stem from music because I'd never loved something like that. You know. Wow. Yeah.
Dude, that's so much deeper than I thought.
Yeah, it's...
Well, not that I didn't think it was going to be deep, but that's... We're talking about love for something, love for music, teaching you lessons that you carry into your life.
Yeah.
And you said something really profound. You said good and bad are one in a roundabout way. You said it. That's so interesting, and that's kind of a state that I've gotten to recently as well, that you can't really cling to these things, right? Like, if you try and cling to the highs, you're boned, you know, with all due respect, because, like, you can't be high forever. But then if you try and push away the lows, you can't do that either, right? It's about embracing the journey and realizing that both of them have to be, right? Like, you can't... It's so funny. This comes up almost every podcast, but you can't have the highs without the lows. You can't have the lows without the highs. Yeah. Like, they're almost like siblings, you know? Yeah. It's like the yin and the yang, the good versus evil, the happy and sad,
balance.
You know? Balance.
Yeah.
That's what they say in Tao. It comes down to, like, Taoism is like the yin and yang balance of things. In Christianity, it would be like the good one and the evil one. In Buddhism, it would be like attachment and non-attachment. I think either way, you can set yourself up for some trouble and just, like, expecting happiness and being high all the time, you know. But
like, even balance even comes into play in like my like weight loss journey and like health journey,
because that's the kick you've been on recently, right?
Like hardcore, man. I'm down like 120 pounds,
right? Because when you started this, you were a little bit bigger, obviously. And
I weighed like almost 430 pounds at one point.
And how tall are you?
Like 5'8", 5'9". Yeah. So I was just like huge, and like, I mean, I'm still a big guy, but like, dude, everything.
How much do you weigh now?
Like 315, 310.
Okay. So yeah, you're down like 120 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
and how
just
long? Like a year, a couple years?
About a year.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Just about, actually, a little over a year. December was a year.
Okay.
So a little over a year.
Damn, so that's almost like 10 pounds per month. That's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really good.
But it was just like, it's just that balance thing, bro. It's just so important. It's like, it's no longer after a year and some change. It's no longer like waking up and restarting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, totally. It's like your first couple weeks of like a new routine. Yeah. It's like you kind of say you get a job. It's like waking up at 6, 7 in the morning. It's like every day it's just as hard for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not really like that anymore. It's kind of just balanced. Like, it's just like what it is. Like, it's what I do. The hards are hard. The easies are easy. You know what I mean? Like, It's just really, like, the balance of life is so... It's really like a
teeter-totter.
Yeah,
almost. Like a teeter-totter in a way, like... Dude, even me, like, this journey from, like, drinking to not drinking, to doing drugs to not doing drugs, I feel like... I don't want to say there's a moderation level, but there might be a moderation level for me. Maybe there isn't. Maybe I found out that there isn't again, but... I feel like anytime we start something new, we go super extreme, you know? Like, I do especially. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm a very extreme person. Like, for me, like, 4 months ago, I started running. And then, like, running was, like, my shit. And I, like, all I wanted to do was run. It was so hard, and I hated it, but I loved it for, like, the runner's high and stuff. And, like, I first started doing it a couple miles a day. I did, like, a mile a day for 3 days. And then, like, the next week I would get up to 2 miles and then 3 miles and then 4 miles. And then I woke up, like, one random Sunday and I'm like, I'm just going to do a 10K. And I, like, woke up, you know, like, didn't stretch or anything. Just ran, like, whatever. 10K is, like, 7 or 8 miles around, like, the block. It took me, like, an hour. And, like, on my last mile, like, something snapped in my leg, and I just kept pushing, because I'm just like, dude, I gotta do this, I gotta get my best 10K time, you know? And then it ended up, like, I tore my MCL or my IT band or something, and then I couldn't run for, like, 3 or 4 months. Mm-hmm. And it's like, isn't that just, like, a lesson in its own right?
Yeah, it really is. I know. That's how it goes. It's because there's, like, moderation is just so important.
Totally.
It is so important because, like, me, I get lost. Mm-hmm. I get lost in extremes.
Me too.
It's like, it almost becomes my identity. Yeah. You know? It's like, me and my brother are, like, just total, complete opposites in every which way. Mm-hmm. And, dude, like, boxing. You know, like, he's been boxing for, like, probably like almost 2 years. And I started training Muay Thai like 3 weeks ago.
That. Yeah.
And now I'm like running around like I'm a fighter. And my brother's like, dude, like you've been doing this for like 14 days. Like I've been doing this for 2 years, you know? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't like be so like just
well, isn't that like human nature though? Even like any new thing that I start right off the rep, I'm like, all right, how can we maximize this?
Yeah.
You know? Like, if I start a new thing on socials, whatever it is, like, it's like, how can I sell T-shirts out of this new thing that I'm doing? Or not even, like, sell T-shirts, but the running thing, for example, or even, like, working out for me, too. Like, when you get into working out, I'm sure you experience this, too. It's, like, it's such a vibe, and then you end up working out to the point where, like, you almost injure yourself, you know? Because you're just like...
Well, you get like...
part of your personality.
You get fatigued and, like, you know? Yeah. And then when you don't have, like, a long history of doing something and you get fatigued, you don't really have the experience enough in it to bring yourself back.
Exactly.
So you kind of just, like, wear yourself out and ruin things that you were really enjoying.
That's a great point.
So it's, like, that's why, like, back to the balance. Like, because it ultimately just... You're not fully there yet, you know what I mean? Like, so I've learned that too, that I still struggle with it so bad, like, this Muay Thai stuff, like, I thought that it started, this is how extreme things got. I gained, like, 15 pounds back from the end of last summer into the winter. Mm-hmm. I really just, like, did not diet, did not work out, I was drinking, I was going out, like, I felt like kind of a new person, and I was like exploring that, like, what am I? But it just started turning into old me again. It went from like experimenting to who am I to like returning back to what I was.
Is that funny?
Yeah,
I've been there.
It's like, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Like, summer's coming, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going into the new summer heavier than the last summer. Like. I can knock out 40, 50 pounds really quick and, like, feel great this summer. Yep. So I'm like, all right, 75 hard. I'm going to do 75 hard. I'm going to post on social media about it. So now I have social pressure, and it's just going to make me stick to this. 75 hard turned to... My best friend Phil, he opened this promotion called Mitten Muay Thai. Oh. And they're like the biggest...
yeah, that's what you were saying.
Yeah, they're like the biggest Muay Thai promotion around. And like,
Mitten Muay Thai, anyone.
Yeah, come check it out. Brand new gym, man. It's so sick. Like, full ring.
Really
and
selling it.
Yeah.
Did
they host
he pay you for this? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And he actually is. We're doing a little deal. That's great. So they do these like big promotions and stuff. So he called me and he's like, listen, you're already doing 75 hard. Through the promotion, we just opened our gym. He's like, I'll do all your socials for it, and we'll really push this. It'll be good for you, and it'll be good for the gym. Like, so I was like, cool. So I started driving from Allen Park out to Rochester.
Which is a hike.
Yeah, it's about an hour.
Yeah.
And I was doing it every day, and then going in and training for like 2.5 hours a day.
Wow.
And it kind of just started to be a lot.
Well, yeah, because you're working a day job too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, this is where we go into my extremes. So I'm like, screw it. I'm quitting my job. I quit my job.
No way.
because I have some like side income. I'm like,
sure.
I can make it through the summer. I'm like, I can make it through the summer without a day job. This is right now.
Oh, this is right now?
This is right now.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so all the social stuff, you're talking about the social stuff right now?
Right now.
All the challenge stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I quit my job. I moved out. I moved into his house with him. And we have just been like obsessively dieting and training.
That's so sick.
Like 3 to 6 hours every single day.
How are you feeling though? Do you
Dude,
feel like it's too much, or you look good, bro? You have like this energy about you.
Dude, I was thinking about this driving here. I was thinking about like points to talk about on the pod, and I came like to this like this thought process that, bro, I am like so deep down extremely grateful for health, for music, for friends that are willing to do something like that for me. Friends like you who are willing to bring me on and give me a thing to talk about positivity and express this like good feelings that I'm going through. Yeah. My family, like, dude, my friends, and just like the whole gym crew that's been like supporting me. They DM me every day on Instagram. Did you go to the gym today? Did you go to the gym today? So this newfound community, and like, bro, I'm just like overwhelmed with gratitude. Like, it makes me want to like cry when I think about it, because it's just like so much love. And the gym sucks. It's so hard. Yeah. The gym itself is great, but
But like doing it for 3 hours
it sucks.
That's a lot.
There's not been one day where like at hour 3, hour 5, I'm like, this was a great day. Every day I'm like, let me go home. Please let me go home. And then there's this whole community that's like, you're not going nowhere. I'm like, all right, guess I'm here. I committed to this. I moved for this an hour away. So, but yeah, dude, just like, I feel so good. I feel so good.
I could see it. I think there's an energy about it, like when you're living in your truth. But beyond living in your truth, I think you said a lot of stuff about being grateful. And I think I found this in my life too, a lot of the times where like, I think I want to do this, or I think I want to do that, or I have some general discontentment with anything going in my life. I'm really focused on like what's going wrong and now what's going right? Yeah. And I feel like the way manifesting is such a overused word now, but I think the way to manifest and bring other great things in your life is to be grateful for what you have, right? Yeah. It's almost like I have these conversations with God sometimes about like, God, why can't I have this? God, why can't I have that? And God puts it on my heart that like, how could I give you more? You're not even grateful for what you have. Yeah. You know? Seriously though. Yeah. But like what you said really hit home to me. It's when you start being grateful for like working out, and then it's like, oh my God, I have these opportunities popping up. Like I'm going on this podcast, or like you're moving to Nashville, or I don't know if are you still moving?
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a second. But I think these doors open up solely for people that are grateful for the doors that have opened up so far. Yeah. You know, and I think it's all karmic.
It feeds, so this is why like I'm so susceptible to falling into like we were talking about a minute ago, like obsessing over something to the max. Yeah. Because like when I'm at the gym and it's really hard, the way that I get myself through it is me saying things in my head like, dude, you're naturally good at this kind of stuff. Like you're good. You're a good fighter. You're good at this. Like you're good at working hard. You're good at training hard. Like you're a hard trainer. So it's like when you just say these things to yourself,
the affirmation.
You do become it. Wow. Because you already think that you're it. Yeah. But it leads to like things like I said about my brother, where my brother's like, you're not a fighter. And I'm like, no, dude. I told myself I am.
Yeah, so I am.
Yeah, I am. But it's just like I think that way about everything though. Like I am a great singer. Like I am nice. I am loving. Like I am a hard worker. Because there's so many days where I don't feel like any of those things. And that is like the only way to make myself do those things, you know, like is to say them to myself. Like these affirmations, and it does lead to what were we saying?
Manifesting?
Yeah, manifestation. I think that manifestation is just like this, like just solid belief in yourself, and like it's basically asking God. Yeah. In my head. Yeah, yeah. It's like
praying.
Prayer. Yeah. It's really like a form of prayer to me. But yeah, man, it's like you have to say these good things about yourself.
I think you do, man. I think a lot of people, and I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you're here, brother. I'm grateful for you just as much as you are to be on this pod here and all the great things you've said so far. Man, it's tough sometimes to live this life, you know? And I think that's such a great message to carry for anyone watching this, that you can control the weather. I mean, you might not be able to control if it's raining outside. You might not be able to control if you get a flat tire on the way to work. You might not be able to control if like your girlfriend breaks up with you. But what you can control is the voices that go inside of your head. You know, you can tell yourself that you're lovable even after a breakup, right? Yeah. You can tell yourself that you'll get to work when you get to work, even if you have a flat tire, right? Like you can reframe all of these core beliefs, but you know, it takes time. Even on a rainy day, if it's rainy outside and you don't like the rain, just be grateful that you have a roof over your head, so you don't have to. You don't have to sit in the rain, because some people don't.
A simple perspective shift changes so much. Yeah, so much.
Dude, it's funny, and I think we live in this world of like clout chasing and social media and all of these wild things we strive to be like. Everyone wants to be Insta famous, and I think it's hard not to want those things in a age like this. But bro, I have just as much love, respect, and gratitude towards like maybe the person bagging my groceries at Kroger or Hiller's or you know, the grocery store than I do like maybe someone with 100,000 followers on social media. Because at the end of the day, this is something I talk about from time to time. It really doesn't matter, right? Like it's not like you have to have these things to be great. Like I almost like stopped striving to be somebody online or even in person. Like if the people that I'm impacting and I love and care about are grateful for my relationship and are happy that I'm in their life, like, what else do I really need? You know? Seriously.
That's it. And it's almost like if I have to be something else to be what I wanted to be, like, I don't want to be that. Yeah, I want to be exactly what I am. I want to be exactly what feels good to me. And whatever is supposed to come to me from doing exactly that is what I want. I don't want anything else. You know what I mean? Totally. If I'm supposed to, like, I grew up, like, under this understanding of you finish high school, you go to college, and you get a job, or you finish high school, you do some sort of, like, blue-collar thing, you save your money, you get a wife, you have kids, you work hard. Like, I grew up under, like, with that being norm. Yeah. So that is, like, my baseline. Right. Then I come in, like, out of nowhere, and I'm like, no, and do something
like completely... I'm
going to do something completely different. Yeah. But there's, like, that is, like, probably my biggest mental battle.
Me too.
It's because I know that you get one life. Mm-hmm. You get one life.
Depending on what you believe in.
Yeah.
But you get one life as Dave Fio.
Yes.
I will say that.
And it's like, okay, I do want a wife and kids. Mm-hmm. I do want this certain kind of wife. Yeah. And certain kind of life.
Right.
And the music business doesn't always allow me to be what that wife and that life requires.
Right. When it comes to like stability and stuff.
Stability, like money, going out. Like it's like I want, like, in my head, like, I want a wife that, like, I'm making steady money. Yeah. And the checks come in on Friday, and we pay the bills. And if she wants to go work, she can go work. If she wants to stay at home, she can stay home. Yep. And we have a nice little house, and we have a car, and, you know, we 401k, and things are good. Yeah. I really envision that for my life. Yeah. But I also, like, really want music, which, like, cannot actually provide those things until a very serious point that's really hard to get to.
Exactly.
And I'm 26. So it's like I struggle with this internal thing of like, how long do you push it before you start giving up on the life things or like before the things that you want out of life pass by.
Right.
Because you're not going to be 26 again.
Right, because it's almost like there's the dream versus the reality, right? That's how I kind of look at it. But it's like, what I'm questioning, and I think you're questioning too, is if there's a way you can do both. And if there's a way you can marry the dream and the reality, right? Like, mortgages don't get me out of bed in the morning, but they pay the bills, and it provides me with a stability of life. But the thing that like lights my soul on fire is the propensity of being on a stage doing a TED Talk one day, or continuing to build up this podcast and making great videos on YouTube, or becoming a public speaker. Like, these are things just like you and the music thing, where like the three things I just described, doing TED Talks, being a public speaker, and building out a YouTube podcast, are not like normal 9-to-5 ways to pay bills. But those are the things that like start this fire in my soul. Like, that lights my heart on fire, that like get me out of bed in the morning, and I don't think I'll ever give up on that, because like that's just as much me, I think, as the music is you. And can we get to a place where we can marry those?
Sometimes I do think though, like that I'm not necessarily like, I'll think like, who do you think you are? That you don't
have to do that.
That you
don't have to do what everyone else does.
Yeah.
I
because I don't really go clock in somewhere. Like, I was for like a really short amount of time. Like, I think that the job that I just quit, I was there for like 5 months. And it's like...
you did say you quit. You had construction before that, right?
Yeah. But just like really little, like just not projects fully committed. Like, my buddy was like flipping houses, and he's like, I need a hand. And I'm like, go help. So that's kind of like, I sometimes think like, who do you think you are that you don't have to do that? Especially coming from like a really blue collar family where like my mom just like absolutely busts her ass for like 10 hours a day, 5-6 days a week at Ford on the line. And I'm out running around town playing Rockstar. Like, it's just like, who do you think you are? Like, but then I'm just like, I also come back to, it's like, dude, it doesn't fill my soul.
Exactly.
It doesn't serve me. And I don't want to. And it's not out of laziness. I'm literally in the gym for 6 hours a day. Like, it's not out of laziness. It's out of like, dude, I'm 26. And at a certain point, like I was just 16. So like really soon I'm going to be 36.
30. I know.
And it's like, what, like... stressful.
Dude, it's stressful, but it's beautiful that you're even having these thoughts and these conversations internally, and we're having it live here on the podcast. Who do you think you are? Like, what's another way to frame that in a positive light as you've been working with these affirmations and manifestations? I wonder what the opposite of that would be. Like, who do you think you are? Would it just be like, I am?
Well, or like what I pretty much like always think to that is like, who do you think you are? And it's like, okay, well, I think of like, who are you? Well, it's like, dude, I am like a dreamer. Like, I do dream. Like, I just am constantly in like La La Land. You know what I mean? Like, pretty consistently just dreaming, thinking, planning, doing. Like, so it's like, what am I? Well, I'm a singer who went on American Idol, did decent, like, good to my friends, good to my family, lost 120 pounds. Like, so I start to like say these like good things, and it kind of, it counteracts because I just try to think of like the truth of the matter. Like, what are my truths? Because that is not necessarily like nobody's telling me like you have to go work blue collar.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing saying that. Like, it's not like my bills aren't paid.
Right.
So something's working.
Well, it's like a self-conflicting belief, or not a self-conflicting belief, a self-defeating belief, almost like I don't know what the word they use to describe it, a self-limiting belief, maybe. It's like hardwired into our DNA that like, in the society that we're born into, we have to do X, Y, and Z to fit the mold, right? And heaven forbid we dream, because then we don't fit the mold, and that's when life gets scary, because that's when you lose the stability, that's when you lose the white picket fence, that's when you lose maybe a wife and kids, like all of that stuff that we're kind of told, right? But I would encourage you, because I am a little bit older, not too much older than you, but I would encourage you to never stop dreaming, because I had a conversation recently with someone in the office, and they're like, yep, I just had to get real with myself and stop dreaming and realize that, I just got to make something here. And I'm like, what a dangerous thought that is,
I know.
to close a door on the part of yourself that you really believed in. And even if Dave, like 1% of my energy goes towards this podcast or trying to be a public speaker, I'm never going to let that little flame...
You didn't close the door.
I'm not closing that fucking door.
Yeah.
Because the second I close that fucking door and decide, hey, it's me, I'm Tyler, I'm a mortgage banker, like, is that a successful life to many? For sure. Definitely. Is that going to make 6 figures? Definitely. Is that going to pay the bills, get me a house, have kids, be able to take my wife to the Maldives? Fuck yeah. But I don't know, man. I believe life is about so much more than that. And I have things I want to do that are so much different than that. I know you do too. Yeah. So I would just encourage you to fucking fan the shit out of it. Yeah. Well, you can. Just go. Strike while the iron's hot.
I know. Yeah, man. I'm just trying to like cram as much as I can into like my 20s.
Yeah.
Because I hear your 30s are like your 20s but with money.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. For me personally, my 20s, I hit it really hard. I made a good deal of money. I stashed it away. In my late 20s, I spent it all, and now I'm kind of invigorating the well, if you will. But yeah, I mean, if you play your cards right, I think that's kind of the way it is. I would encourage you, like, if I was 26 right now, and I had the talent that you do, and I had going on American Idol as something on my resume, and being in talks with record labels about getting signed to be an artist, and the propensity to you moving to Nashville, I would fucking jump all the way into that. Yeah,
I really would. Why not? Let's go.
It is a why not moment. Yeah. Isn't it? Like, what do I have to lose? You know, you don't have a wife, you don't have kids, you have family that loves and supports you. I met some of them at your show the other day. I mean, like, what else could you ask for?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're just as excited as you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Very.
I bet.
They're always pushing.
Yeah.
Dude, I have this cousin. Her name's Mariah.
Uh-huh.
She had she lived way up northern, not way up, but like Midland, Bay City area.
Okay. That's pretty far up.
Yeah.
A couple hours.
Midway.
Yeah.
And not the greatest situation growing up. Mm-hmm. Poor. Mm-hmm. Got pregnant when she was 16. Guy's not a great guy. Yeah. She has the baby when she's 16, gets pregnant again when she's 18. Finishes high school a year early. Damn. Like just all honors.
Through all that.
Full ride to college. Dude, moves her life down here, her and the 2 kids, with absolutely nothing. In college full time, 2 babies, no money, no partner, no nothing. I believe she's 29 now. Dude, she's like
killing it.
Some sort of like executive at like this huge liquor distributor. And she's married to this guy, Brian, who's just like insane. Damn. And they had a new baby, and Brian had a kid that he brought along with him too. And they just have this like super, super awesome life. Yeah. And I watched her build that from absolutely dirt.
Zero.
From nothing.
Less than zero.
And when I started music, I had no job. I had no money. I had nothing. And, dude, it would be like one time I booked this little show up at Michigan State at like a house party. This was in like 2021. And it was like a jersey party. And I didn't have a jersey. And I didn't have any money. And she called me. She's like, "Are you heading up there?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, I might cancel last minute." She's like, "Why?" I was like, "Dude, it's like a jersey party and shit. I don't have a jersey." While I'm saying that, ding, my phone hits Cash App. Sent me money for it.
No way.
It did not stop there, bro. Yeah. She literally bankrolled clothes, studio time, spending money, because I was like living out in like Clinton Township, like living out of a suitcase at my buddy's, because we were just like waking up, making music, waking up, making music, make music till we sleep, wake up again, do it. Like, it's all we did. And bro, she literally like just bankrolled like thousands of dollars. Damn. As this like, you know, who's just like amazing.
What's her name?
Mariah.
Shout out Mariah.
Shout out Mariah. So I brought her to American Idol with me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I brought like the whole fam.
God, man.
Everybody who played like a huge part in like getting to that point, that's who I brought with me. Wow. You know, and biggest crowd in American Idol history.
Really?
Biggest group of people brought.
For you?
Yeah.
What did you bring, 100 people?
19.
Damn.
But they don't let that. They don't usually let that.
Like 3 people.
Yeah, it's usually a couple. Like the most usually gets maybe like 8.
Dave, look at Dave here. He's got 19
the whole county. People. Because everybody in that group was like so vital to me getting to that point, bro.
Right. It wasn't just you. It was the energy behind it. All the people.
Like
It's
truly,
more than you. It's deeper than you.
Wasn't possible without every person that came with me.
Because
like,
they all had skin in the game.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
They all impacted the outcome.
They did. Like, huge. And then they're just, like, having that love there. It made me feel like it don't matter if I don't make it. Like, look where we're at right now. Like, it's just... But yeah, man, just people like Mariah, people who are just, like, so selfless. Mm-hmm. It just made me... Like, that makes me such a better person.
Right.
Because you're like, okay, I need to return that.
Because we can pick up a bit of that from everyone we interact with.
Yeah.
Right? It's about you and the impact you want to make, but then that impact has an impact on another person, and that impact... Like, I think if we could pull back far enough to see how this whole little drama that we live in goes, we would be like, wow, this is like a beautiful mosaic.
Yeah.
Because we just live in a world of cause and effect, right? It's like every decision and action that we make will have a negative or positive impact, or maybe a neutral impact, but most likely be a negative or positive impact on everyone around us, right? So it takes one conversation, bro. You really don't know what anyone's going through until you interact with them. And even after the interaction, you might not know, but it's all these little things, bro. That's why I try and, like, when I started this whole Detroit Smile thing, like, the slogan was, like, smile at a stranger, you know? Because I think smiling at a stranger can have an impact on their life. It's just a little gesture, but maybe that person is having an awful day. Maybe, heaven forbid, that person's, like, literally suicidal, and they're on their last leg, and they're walking to the liquor store to grab a fifth and drown their sorrows, and then you're walking past them on the sidewalk, and you smile at them. Yeah. And maybe that just gives them a little glimmer of hope, and maybe they don't go to the liquor store anymore.
Well, bro, the number one gift that you can give or receive, in my experience, is grace. Grace is so deep, bro. Like, it is like, it is everything. Because you are at a moment, for me, in my experiences with it, you're at a moment where somebody else holds the cards. You know? Either I did something that requires this, or this sort of reaction back, or something. When somebody has grace on you and is understanding of maybe this person did do this out of anger, maybe this person did do this out of spite, maybe that action was out of ignorance. When somebody has grace on you, it is the most positive outcome that you can... It brings out of me the most positive outcome. Because you're grateful, you want to change it, because somebody... It's like they did you a favor, you know what I mean? They didn't stone you when you were down.
Right.
Or even when you drop yourself down, when you do something bad. If somebody doesn't off with your head, you know, at your fuck up, then you're just, like, really, really grateful for that every time. And that makes you want to turn around and give grace to others. Like, you never know, bro, what somebody's going through. You never know what their life was like. I went through this the other day, like, talking to a friend of mine. You know, she was just talking about... I was being, like, really judgmental towards her for, like, things that she had been doing. And I was never, like, mean about it, but in my head and in my heart, I was being mean. And we got to talking one night, and she kind of, like, told her life story. And it was, like, so deep and, like really just, like, barbarically brutal. That I was like, oh, my God, all these things that I have been, like, judging you really harshly for, it's actually, like, I'm actually, like, so proud of you that these are the only problems.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, like, it should be way worse.
Well, that stems beyond grace. That gets into humility, too.
Yeah. I know. But, yeah, man, it's just, like, it's very important to think. Like, to think before you speak or act. And if you just always give good, you don't have to...
back around. Right?
Always.
Like, love thy neighbor, you know, as they say, or... the golden rule of treating others the way you'd want to be treated. One of my favorite philosophers says to treat everyone you meet as if they were Jesus in drag. You know?
Yeah.
Which is a cool one. You know, it's a kind of a far out concept to think about Jesus in drag, but Christians might not love that concept too much, but I'm just saying, like, Jesus in drag would be like, just Jesus in disguise is all.
Well, I have a Jesus in disguise thing. So,
you know that song, Jesus in Disguise?
I don't.
Dude, you would belt that song. Tell the story, and it goes, Jesus, I can't even sing, but maybe, Jesus in disguise, Jehovah walking by, you were looking for a king, but you never realized Jesus in disguise. You know, it's just about like these little moments. Like you were looking for God and he was right there all along. Yeah. You know.
Oh, man. What is that one where he's like, I found God on the corner of First and Amistad.
Damn, I wish I could play that on guitar. I found God on the corner of First and Amistad, where the West was all but one, all alone, smoking your last cigarette. He said, where have you been? He said, ask anything. Where were you when everything was falling apart? Oh, my days. I don't know the rest of the words.
And you never
I just harmonized with Dave Fio. We got it on video, man.
That was good.
Damn, put that on my resume.
That was good.
I need to learn how to play guitar so the next time you're here we can really jam.
Oh, me too, buddy. We'll learn together.
What was the yeah, bro, I'll have to come I'll have to come down to Nashville for
oh yeah, we'll get some jams in, dude.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
So the Jesus in disguise. So
tell me.
I met this guy named Eli, and just like this really, really, dude, just like this really nice, humble, giving guy who like kind of comes off aggressive and stern.
Okay.
But like this, like when you actually just have like one conversation, you realize like he's great.
Yeah.
He owns this clothing brand called Jesus Smokes.
Wow.
And yeah, and it's like
what a conundrum.
Yeah, and the logo is Jesus's face with face tats with a joint hanging out of his mouth.
Oh, wow.
And he made me like all these clothes and stuff, and I used to wear it. And I walked into a gas station one day, and there was this this little old lady behind the counter, and she like looked at me in disgust because of the shirt.
What was it, like Jesus smoking a joint?
Yeah, it's like right on the. It was a jacket. It was like right on the thing. It's like Jesus with like face tats, and he's got like red or blue hair, and a joint hanging out of his mouth. And
people say that's sacrilegious.
And like
heretical or whatever, right?
But I really I didn't think about like needing to explain it to people. Mm-hmm. The reason I love that brand is because it is so like. In my head, it is such like a in your face, brutal description of exactly what God wants from us. Like, bro, like
damn, bro.
It like
that's deep.
God doesn't hate. I do not believe one bit that God hates you if you tattoo your face.
The sinners and the saints. Jesus
all of them, dude.
With, right?
All of them.
Yeah.
And God loves them. And it's like, can you look at this picture of Jesus with a joint and face tats? And still understand that it's still Jesus, all the good that he is, like it's still Jesus. Damn. He just has a joint and face tats on, and it's almost to trick you.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody who looks at it and judges, I think to myself like
God's judging them.
Yeah.
In a way, you know.
Like, don't judge God, he's judging you.
Yeah.
No, but it's like really.
Wow.
I've really had to like explain that brand because like my mom would like not let me wear it in the house.
Yeah. Is
I'm
she
like
Catholic or Christian?
We grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
And like we're not like diehard, but like stuff like that, like so in your face is like
yeah.
And I do get it, like that one's like really aggressive.
Yeah.
But that meaning, dude, me and this guy have like
feeling, you know.
Me and this guy have like really, really stuck together.
Yeah.
Through everything, because dude, he's so good to me, and like that philosophy behind the logo is literally his philosophy on life. Like he is good to the sinners and the saints, and like he is good, almost to a fault. In that brand, dude, I just love it. I love what it stands for.
That's awesome, man.
Not a lot of people see it immediately,
though. But I like that because I think that a lot of mainstream religions are very, They're very regimented and ritualistic, and you have to do this and you can't do this, but heaven forbid you do that, but then you have to wash your hands with that. I think if God was here and he was speaking through us and Jesus like popped up nowadays, like he would get made fun of and people would call, like if Jesus just popped up now, people would be like, what the fuck? What is this guy talking about? You know,
it'd be bad.
He's sacrilegious. He's I don't know, a heretic. He's going against God's word. There's no man under God but Jesus himself. Even if Jesus was like, that's me, everyone would be like, and I think that's the whole philosophy of Jesus when he popped up 2,000 years ago. Not to get too deep about, religion and stuff, but like when Jesus was around, he was walking around saying like, you all have a pathway through God, and the pathway through God is like yourself. It's like Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's like Jesus came down in the flesh to show everyone that God is a groovy guy and we should love each other. And like God can perform miracles, and they didn't like that. And they're like, let's stone him. You know, he's spreading. They killed him. They literally murdered him. So I don't know. I think about that, and that shirt really made me evoked an emotion in me too. And one of my favorite songs, do you know Mountain Joy? They have this song called Jesus Drives an Astro Van.
Okay.
It's like one of the most popular songs, but it starts out and it's like, angels smoking cigarettes on rooftops in fishnets in the morning with the moon still, moon still glowing. And then it's like, here comes Jesus in an Astro Van rolling around me. And then it's like, he's stoned while Jerry plays. And it's just like such a groovy song,
thing.
But that's the same energy, right? All of this energy of like this judgmental, like, I don't think that God would want to stand for that. I think God, I believe my relationship with God, and you could probably speak on your relationship with God too, like, God just wants me to love everybody, man, and be myself.
Be good.
Doesn't have to be that complicated.
No.
Right?
It's really not.
Like, can we just let this love just like pour out of us? And
do good. Be good. Man. Try hard.
And be grateful, man.
Like, also, like, I truly believe that obviously God forgives for everything. You know, but number one, you really have to mean your repentance. Like, you really have to genuinely. So, like, me, like, I think that God really has forgiven me for things that I've done out of ignorance, things that I didn't understand yet. And also, I won't apologize to God for things that I'm doing that are sinful that I'm not ready to change. I'm real with myself about it.
You have to be.
Because I feel like it's worse to say sorry and do it again.
Right.
I feel like at that point, you're just like spitting in God's face.
Dude, I've been thinking about that a lot with like different vices I have, like cigarettes or nicotine or whatever. Like, I really want to quit smoking, and I'll quit smoking for a while, then I'll pick up smoking again. And at first I felt like this almost like disappointment and resentment from God. But then I realized like that was not really God. That was like myself and my perception of my relationship with God, right? I don't think God's up there in the sky saying like, hey, Sonny, don't smoke cigarettes, right? Yeah. But at the same point, like, I'm sure God wants me to live a healthy and fruitful life. And if I chain smoke cigarettes for 20 years, like, I'll probably shorten that lifespan, which would be kind of a disrespectful thing to do to God, right? But just like you said, there's things that I'm not perfect on. There's my relationship with alcohol that I keep going back and forth with. There's some things with drugs I know I need to work on that I go back and I come back and I heal and I don't heal. But it's all this journey, man. We're all on like this journey, right? Yeah. And I think like when I'm really fucking up and I'm really like closing my eyes and the door away from God and saying like, I don't need you, that's when things do get really scary though. Yeah. And that's when like I do stop feeling the presence, and that's when I do feel like a disappointed God. That might be a bit of my internal karma and stuff I need to work through, but and maybe that's just a bit of guilt and shame that I'm feeling for life, you know, choices and decisions. But I think when you're living like this almost like messianic complex lifestyle where you're just doing things where you're only appeasing yourself and you're putting yourself first and you're being very selfish and greedy and sloppy, that goes against all of the things we're talking about, right? Yeah. Like having gratitude, having fierce grace, showing humility, loving your neighbor like as if they were yourself, you know, like that type of thing. So.
And dude, everybody falls into it, you know? I think it's overwhelming to think, I'm going to quit smoking cigarettes and I'm going to quit drinking forever.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's a big task.
Yeah, and
even in AA, they say, like, I'm not drinking today.
That's because it's really all you can do, but like,
right.
There's no point. There's no point in thinking about tomorrow.
Right.
In the sense of like,
don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Plan and prepare for tomorrow, but bro, all you have is today.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you have today. You don't even know if you'll wake up tomorrow. And yesterday is completely gone, and you cannot go back. So what is the point of stressing anything but today?
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery.
Yeah.
But today is the present, and that's a gift.
Yeah.
You know, it's silly. But yeah, bro, I totally get what you're saying. Even if you're going to pack your lunch for tomorrow, that's tomorrow. You should still expect to have your lunch packed for tomorrow, but you're packing your lunch today.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a today task. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Oh, what a great band. Yeah. I put my first, threads, like Instagram threads.
Yeah.
My first thread was, are the Beatles psychedelic pop?
Dude.
I think they are.
I think they led psychedelic pop. The Beatles...
It might have been because I was on mushrooms.
Probably. I've had so many weird experiences with the Beatles on mushrooms and nitrous and ketamine or whatever, but...
They really speak to you in those moments.
They do, don't they? You've been there, man. It's like, me? It's like I've been sitting there on the couch, like, looking at my guitar, and they're like pointing at it, and I'm like,
hey,
me? Okay.
Hey, John.
You want me to have a solo right now? I'm like, no, just wail on it. Like, it probably sounds so bad, but like on TV, I'm watching a music video, and they're like... And I'm like, I
love these guys. We're personal friends. Oh, man.
But, man, well, I think we're probably about time, and I know you got to do some Muay Thai tonight.
Yeah.
But, man, thanks for being here.
Of
thanks
course.
for being vulnerable. This was,
I
was really looking forward to this because we have very similar energy, and for you to be vulnerable and open up to whether one person watches this or 1 million people watch this.
It's going to be 1 million.
Maybe 2 million.
Remember that show? Remember at my show? Real quick.
Yeah, let's tell the story.
He came to my show the other day.
It was awesome.
I usually throw pretty big shows. Yeah. I usually get like a couple hundred people, which is like pretty big for me.
And what happened the week before? You have to share that too. You were at a rather large concert.
Oh, yeah.
Because that sets up this.
Yeah. So like 2 weeks before this concert, I am with Rascal Flatts at Huntington Center. 16,000 people. That's crazy. And then fast forward to my show, a week and a half later. I like really threw this show together like last minute. And I'm like, this is going to be like my going away show. I'm moving to Nashville and like all these things. So I just throw this show together really quick. Like I sold like 18 tickets. And it is so much harder to sing to 18 people than it is 18,000.
Oh yeah.
So it's a completely different ballgame. And so I'm up there, and like the only way that I could like it sounds really bad, but the only way that I could really give myself to the 18 people was to imagine that it was 18,000. So I just kept dropping these little things in there, like really full house tonight, guys.
Yeah, you did. You kept saying that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, there's 20,000
people. 20,000, you guys. And like everybody got a kick out of it, but I really used that moment of this empty room.
The manifestation.
Yeah.
Thing. Like the stories we tell ourselves.
Yeah.
Are true.
In my head, there was 20,000 in there. There was 20,000.
Singing like there was.
Oh man. But yeah, 18 people. But you were one of the 18, and I'm so grateful for that.
Glad to be there, man.
Thank you for popping in.
Whether there's 18,000, once you really get big, start playing the Fillmore, start playing Masonic, work your way up to Little Caesars. I could really, we'll manifest this right now, bro. I could see open up for Jelly Roll eventually.
That'd be awesome.
I really could see it.
Yeah.
You're really good, bro. And I'm really proud of you, and I'm grateful that you were here. Do you have anything else you want to share with the lovely people at home?
Keep a watch on the Instagram. We got Muay Thai news coming.
Muay Thai news?
Yeah, big news. A big drop on the way.
Okay.
So,
stay tuned there.
Yeah, stay tuned there. Just tune in, listen to the music, watch the journey, spread love, feel good about yourself, say good things about yourself. Love the guy next to you. Love the girl next to you.
Love your neighbor.
Love the drag queen next to you.
Scroll through what you scroll through, which is the new thing I've been doing, which you inspired me. If anyone's down every minute that you spend scrolling on social media, the next day you have to do the equivalent time in physical activity, right? So if you spend 3.5 hours doom scrolling the day before, you're in for a Dave Fio type of next day. You spend 3.5 hours on Muay Thai after that.
Oh, man.
Peace and love. Thank you for joining me, Dave. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you.
Later.
Peace.
Right on.